Here we go. We're starting.
Right.
It's been a while, in a couple of
Yep.
weeks since we started the Dances of Incels podcast. Starring. Now I don't think you still worked out your internet name yet, did you?
No, I think it's gonna be Keylander. I think I like Keylander. I think Keylander.
Are you really going to name your channel that?
Yeah. Hopefully, I don't get like copyright striked or anything, but I think I'm gonna go with Keylander because I feel like with the success of the boys and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll kind of take off a little bit. But I'm not gonna have my topic like again. Homelander is a terrible person, terrible character. But I think the irony of like how Dancing with Incels is like the irony of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same thing with the channel name for me. I think
Yeah.
it'll just be like kind of the irony of that character.
Well, anyway, this is our first time doing separate mics. I finally got the separate mics working.
Yep.
Yeah.
And mine's is better than yours.
Yeah, yours is better than mine for now. But,
Yeah.
Eventually I'll get the same mic and,
Yeah.
you'll be having this one.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I'll definitely watch your content when you decide to post some
Yeah.
one of these days.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, I think pretty soon I'm gonna upload one of my first solo episodes, and
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be about Kingdom Hearts, because
Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
yeah, that's something I've been really passionate about lately.
Yeah. You said which one specifically?
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Two.
specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's it gonna be about? Just the,
Yeah, just like the thematic story of it.
Okay.
And I mentioned it in another YouTuber's chat before,
Okay.
who I really like. I didn't see his content in a while because like I've been busy with work and stuff. But
Okay.
I'm just gonna one of these days gonna post my own topic on Kingdom Hearts 2 because it's simply the greatest game ever.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna be doing gaming for the most part for a little bit, and
Yeah.
hopefully I can dwell into something else.
Yeah.
And like I might even do a live stream actually.
Yeah.
See if I can figure out how to do that one of these days and do a live stream of like either Tekken 8 or like something on a Fightcade.
Yeah.
And
I know live
I think that'll be
streams-
pretty fun.
Yeah. Like live streams are like taking off. Like I wouldn't go to Twitch because Twitch is kind of
Yeah, I don't like Twitch. I just want to do it for casual stuff for fun.
Yeah.
Like either to show off some mods or whatever, techniques,
Yeah.
just some basic stuff like that. I mean, I got all this fight
Yeah.
pad stuff.
Yeah.
I would like to show that off, my skills, my subpar skills with it, and
Yeah.
hopefully. But for now, we're doing a pretty interesting topic today. We're going to be talking about evolution.
Right.
I think we got our house cleaning out the way.
Yeah, yeah, very deep-seated topic with a lot of layers, I think, and I kind of on the stance of like
You might want to put the mic a little bit closer.
I'm kind of on the stance like
Oh yeah,
I
you sound
do-
better when it's closer.
Like I do believe in it to a degree, but then it's also, but I guess we'll talk because you have this pulled up because you're gonna search something.
Yeah. So right now, for now, what I wanted to do was like placate our positions on evolution as far as how we see it currently.
Okay.
Right now, I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit more knowledgeable about it than you are. I mean, I understand the essence of it,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know anything specific
Okay.
about it. And
Okay.
that's kind of like I want to do now. Like I guess like a learning segment
Yeah.
to combat like misconceptions about like I don't know, like either science topics, math topics, or English writing comprehension topics, like something learning oriented. I think there's enough channels where like it's just like a bunch of drivel.
Yeah.
It's like I really would like to contribute something that's like something more educational or
Yeah.
something more fun. Where like,
But I think that the dribble is necessary. I think.
dribble is not necessary. We do not need another dribble channel. Like, if
Yeah.
you play like Metal Gear Solid 2, like we're just gonna add on to like the sea of internet nonsense, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just don't want to think too much, and it's like that. But I think the whole short form content I don't like.
Yeah,
because
talking to
it's-
Mike.
I think the whole like short form content I don't like because it's not good for just general attention span.
Yeah, the attention
Like-
span is really bad.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I guess we'll just get right to it. So, as far as you know, what do you think of what evolution is?
Well, evolution, I mean, it's just in general, is like something evolving from something else, right? So if we just go based off of evolution, where did humans come from?
Mhm.
You say apes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll agree with that, but then like I think when you start to, you think, okay, humans evolved from apes, so what about everything else? And I think you'd have, since you said you did research on it, you would know.
I mean, I didn't do research. I mean, I hear people talk about it. I hear it mentioned. I watched a couple videos with misconception, but I never read anything particularly comprehensive about it
Okay.
personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're not talking about me. We're talking about you, as far as your understanding is.
Yeah. So yeah, my understanding is humans come from apes. Also, like other animals come from like fish. I think coming out of the ocean, and just basically, it kind of just starts from even like the creation of Earth is the creation of humans is from evolution. If you go to different religious texts, it's everyone has different beliefs on it. But
you got to talk in the mic a little bit more. I don't think
I can't bring it in.
Yeah, because you
close
sound
to me.
look
how close to me. I can't.
Yeah, but look at the mic levels isn't picking up.
I'm literally like this, like my mouth. It's my lips.
Yeah, but you gotta make sure. You gotta make sure the meter goes up.
Can you hear me?
A little bit, but I'm not sure if it's gonna come in clear in the final product.
I can't hold it like this the whole time.
I am.
This is uncomfortable. You want me to hold it like this for an hour?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's good. Think of it as a workout. Oh, you unplugged your aux cable, didn't you?
I don't think you're supposed to hold the mic in your face like this for the entire podcast.
I mean, it's supposed to be pretty close. It's supposed to be pretty close, so it doesn't pick up any sound around you, unwanted sound around you.
Isn't the mic just supposed to rest somewhere?
I think I gotta cut this part out. I think.
Yeah.
Can you hear yourself still?
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna hold the mic like this.
Yeah, hold it like
time.
this, like I'm doing. See, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I see it. All right. So.
See, there's a method behind the madness.
Okay. So.
All right, continuing with your conceptions about evolution.
Yeah. So yeah, evolution. Yeah, I think I agree with it, but then I don't agree with it at the same time because it's like some stuff is just too unique to be like an evolution to be explained by science. Like just the way personalities are and humans think and dreams and stuff, like you can't everything that evolves from something you can trace it back. Like if you go animals that evolve from other animals, you get direct comparisons of like this evolved from that and this is how it evolved, or it evolved to survive another predator or something like that, so it got camouflage or it grew scales or something like that. With humans, it's like our evolution can't be explained. Like we have things that just can't be explained through evolution. Like if you talk about, I mean, like I said, like dreams and consciousness, like how when you die you replay your thoughts and stuff like that. Like that's just stuff that science has never been able to explain. And if you're telling me that now science hasn't been able to explain that, and we are the thing itself, then it's like, okay, that makes me think maybe there's something more than just evolution. I feel like we're too complex to just be like to be paired in with like animals, right? Like animals are evolution. We're something else. Like we're like something. Now whether you believe we were created in an image of some sort of God, that's debatable. But I think there's definitely more to it. Like there definitely has to be like, because you say you're atheist, right?
I mean, I'm atheist, but like lately I've been having like a soft spot for religion as of late.
Yeah. Okay, so that's really clear now. I think I elevated.
Yeah, I'm just making this a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can hear yourself. See, when you're closer to the mic, you sound so much better.
No, I elevated because it was like down here, and then I elevated it up.
Oh.
I didn't recognize it was down there.
Yeah, I'm excited to get another one of those, the Moano. I should have got that the first time instead of
the
end zone. I mean the Wave 3, but I guess I'll just use that for like when I'm gaming or whatever.
Yeah.
So let's go. All right, so or do you want to continue with
Yeah, I mean, humans just can't evolve. Like even our purpose, like I was talking about this before, like we are not creatures of purpose. We're creatures of free will. Things with free will don't necessarily, you can't evolve free will. It's just free. It doesn't have a evolution to it. It's kind of like, it decides. Like the evolution is because.
Where you're kind of nuzzling on the evolutionary psychology instead of evolution.
Yeah, but I think that's a part of it. I mean, it goes hand in hand.
I mean, it's a part of it, but I mean, like, well, when people think of evolution, they normally think of like the biological. Portion of evolution.
Well, I'm giving my point. You asked me my point. How you ask me my point and then like, tell me no?
No. I was trying to make sure you don't veer off too far. From
no, well, yeah, evolution as a fact and a topic, you have to talk about the psychology behind it. I mean, that just goes hand in hand. I mean,
sort of. I mean,
like you can't just go. If you're discussing a topic, like I can't just go.
I mean,
like,
it's.
based
I
off
mean,
the
I mean, I mean, it
definition
is.
of
I mean, there are factors that make it a little bit different. Like I remember Jordan Peterson made that discrepancy before, but you know, I mean, it is different. Like it's a whole different topic from like evolution, like the biological sense, not like the psychological sense.
Yeah.
Where like humans and memes being exposed to certain things and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you believe in evolution, you're probably just going to go from the biological sense. But me not believing in it, I have to go to the psychological sense because I don't believe in it. So I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay. All right. So you're coming from like a more skeptical point of view.
Yeah. I definitely am more skeptical, But
So you're like, I'm guessing you're 50-50 from what it sounds like.
I'm 50-50 because I don't believe it's to the point where, like let's take a religious point, for example. Let's take Hinduism where, it was there's a Shiva with 6 arms is, just throwing stuff and creating masses of people. I think that's when it starts to get a little bit construed. But it's definitely not from the scientific point of like, because like if we evolved from apes, what did we have? What external situation did the ape have to evolve from to become a human? Like that doesn't really make sense. Like apes are kind of perfect the way they are. Why did they have to become weaker? Like being an ape to a human, you're physically weaker. You need more to survive. You're weaker. It's like that doesn't make sense. So the whole thing about evolution is adaptation. That's a reverse adaptation. Is it not?
I mean,
I don't
want to. I want to go against you too much, because like I do got to placate my position next.
Yeah, but I think evolution is based a lot off of atheism. I think because people that say atheists especially say they'll believe in evolution, like mainly everything, because it's like there has to be a scientific explanation for everything, right? So, but I think I'm not sure the text on it, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't been scientifically 100% proven fact that we are evolution from other animals. Like it's more that in itself is skepticism. So it's kind of like not like, okay, this is a legit fact now. But I'll get your point on it too, and I'll kind of rebuttal like what you think.
Okay. Well, my position.
Or you're gonna do some research on it, huh?
All right.
Going cheat.
Yeah. Well, we'll do some research to kind of, predict both of our predispositions.
Oh, your points. Yeah.
But for me personally, I'm like 99.99% sure of evolution.
Okay.
Which is pretty much like almost certain. Like, evolution is pretty much proven at this point.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know enough about it to teach it. But from what I know, from like pure observation, from like an armchair observer, like it's pretty clear to me that we do share some type of common ancestry with a certain species of animal. We have bones, blood cells, flesh, skin, or calcium, iron. We reproduce. What was it? Dual sexuality or something like that, where you have like a male and female species. There's like mammalians, like females produce milk. There's other animals that produce milk in nature that are similar to us. We have hair, penis, gonads, a brain, eyes, teeth, a whole other host of things that we share with other animals.
Right.
I think that should be clear enough that we do share some type of genetic lineage with with most of the living things on this planet. Like insects, I think they're separate. But like as far as people saying we evolved from monkeys, that's not really true. Per se. That's more like a common misconception. Like it's more so like we share like a genetic, like they're like long lost genetic cousins to us.
Right.
For the most part, like even monkeys, like there's different species of monkeys,
Right.
but like they don't particularly come from like one particular species of monkeys. Like it's like a whole host of monkeys that
Yeah. Yeah.
genetically veered off somewhere down the genetic chain.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we also share a genetic imperative of other animals of reproducing, eating, sleeping, pooping, being, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Territory, war, fighting,
Yeah.
fear, anger, and, you know,
I think too-
familiar relations. Like we all share
Yeah.
this common trait. Like even with my dog, like, you know,
Mhm.
like even though he's like a dog racist or whatever,
Yeah.
but you know, even though we're like you know, you heard of this in a book of Richard Dawkins, the what was it called again? I had the book right there too.
Oh yeah, are you talking about the one you told me about before?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Theory of everything. What's
No,
this?
no. It's and I know I'm gonna get heat for not remembering it, but it's Richard Dawkins, genetic meme of whatever. But it was when meme was first coined. It was like a book from it was his book from the 80s.
Okay.
I read it a couple of years back.
Mhm.
I think I gotta read it again for obvious reasons because I forgot about a lot of it.
Yeah.
But you know, he goes into how like different species have like a moral imperative to make sure that their genetic line survives. You know,
Right.
like the tit bird, where they sense like a predator, they'll chirp, but they'll be the first ones to chirp to kind of like make it known of their presence, and you know, to kind of like make sure the attacker notices him instead of everybody else.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a theory of like, you know, animals having a sense of like duty towards the herd of some kind.
Right. Like the
yeah,
preservation.
I mean that's one of the instances he talks about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but you know, like I'm pretty certain of evolution.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Like again, I don't know enough about to teach it. So
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna like talk about our misconceptions about it.
Yeah. Let's search. Let's see.
Well, I mean, I was gonna go Google. Like, let's just type in something simple, and you might make sure your mic is close.
Oh yeah, the mic's always got it.
Yeah, the mic has to be close because it's super focused, which I really like about it. All right, so let's just look up something basic. I guess misconceptions about evolution.
Twitter memes.
All right. Oh, worksheet answers. All right. So let's see.
No clear answer has been found. I suspect the common misconception described below is just a theory. He's human. Natural selection is purposeful. Evolution can't explain complex organs. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it can. I mean, like
no, not necessarily.
We have livers like we have body parts similar to most animals on this planet.
We do, but if you just talk about look at the brain in general.
Yeah, but like, he has a brain. That dog right there has a brain.
But obviously, the brain isn't nowhere near our brains, as you can tell. Like,
I mean, how's that your estimation? You gotta
zombies. Fuck. No, yeah, it's just a flash flood. See, we've evolved to the point where we can have these computers in our hands, right? Like, think about movies and they portray 2400 like Blade Runner and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how often the human brain is developing. Like, we went from horses to cars that can go 300 miles an hour in 2 seconds.
Well, like, I think we're veering into the disagreement argument, which I think this is going to be the fun part.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is pretty clear that, you know, we are the genetic dominant species on the planet, but that doesn't mean that doesn't disprove evolution. Like that does just.
Well,
I'm just saying, oh yeah, this thing's better than this thing. That can't come from that. Like that's like trying to say like, okay, I have my supercomputer. Intel i7 GTX 380 or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
But, you know, like if I was just like go back in time and say like, oh, like just because you have like your Macintosh, it never would have mean that that would have led up to my supercomputer. It's kind of like that kind of thing. Where
Well-
like if it wasn't for prehistoric computers, like to slowly develop over time, like that. I mean, to say that one thing's better than the other, it doesn't disprove another thing.
No,
Like the
well,
natural evolution of computers, and like someday my computer's going to be obsolete.
Yeah, but that's more inanimate objects, though. Like you're,
But I'm
you're-
saying, but you're talking about, something that's like
no, but
like a perception of
No,
what
no.
of what's being better.
no. I'm talking about the human capability to create, because you're talking about the PC.
I mean,
The
there-
PC
other
didn't-
creatures can create too. Like beavers create dams.
We're talking
like-
about a human creating a PC like that and a beaver putting some sticks together.
but that took a really long time. But the species that requires for that to happen, I mean, like there will come a time where like living things, how they interact with the environment. Like I mean, well, first of all, the environment is not suitable
Mhm.
for life. Like you're always like life is always challenged in
Yeah.
the environment
Yeah,
in a certain way. So like whatever living thing you see, like they evolve like in this harsh environment to live and to reproduce
Yeah.
in this harsh environment.
yeah. That's the thing.
So like
like-
I to say that just because we just so happen to get like hit the genetic lottery of like having a high functioning brain and being able to better coordinate with amongst ourselves, like
yeah, but it's not a just so happen. Like nothing in the universe is a just so happen, especially at the curation of the human brain.
I mean, it kind of is. I mean, the human
Yeah,
brain.
it-
The human brain is limited in a lot of places. I mean, if you look on TikTok, I mean,
Yeah, but
They're
we are the most intelligent species on this earth, right? So by a long shot. So that wasn't by a mistake. It's by a long shot.
What does intelligence really mean? Like does that mean think
That
like,
means-
think of the woman and the bear. Like we were just talking about that we was playing Tekken 8 together. Like think of the woman the woman alone in the forest with the bear mean. And like
Yeah.
a lot of women think like they'll survive with a bear instead of like a man.
But yeah, you're talking about intelligence between two humans. I'm talking about intelligence.
No, but I'm saying like
between other
what I'm
species.
saying like intelligence is going to help you against the bear, like when you're by yourself. Like
Yeah.
like going up against the bear, that's not a smart thing to do. You're almost certain to meet your mortal demise.
Right, but that's not even someone thinking that they're still infinitesimally smarter than an orangutan.
But I mean, what does smart really mean? Like
But
you can get pulverized by a gorilla, like no problem. Like even the strongest man would get pulverized by a gorilla.
but that's that you're comparing kind of like invalid things.
I mean,
because-
so are you. I mean,
No,
like,
I'm not,
I mean,
because-
but how as far as intelligence, like what would that really mean by yourself if like you're just in a hostile environment? Like,
I'm
what would that-
comparing intelligence to that of other species.
But
The-
intelligence for what? Like for life?
for everything, the capability to learn, the capability
Yeah.
to learn. You
Yeah,
can't.
I mean, animals can learn too.
You're not gonna sit here and tell me that an animal has the capability to learn
Yeah.
of that of a human.
Yeah, like there's some studies to show
Come
that
on,
like
Stop it.
No, you got well, you got.
You're not making sense. You're not making sense, Josh.
See, you got to get your biases challenged. Okay, this is the whole point of this conversation.
Well, no, because you're trying to convince.
I didn't think this would be interesting. But, this is actually kind of interesting. I didn't think it would be slow.
Because you're trying to convince me that a beaver, like you can teach a beaver to file a 401k. Like that's what you're telling me. You can teach a beaver how to put on pants or wear a hat.
I mean,
or put on sunscreen.
Well, beaver doesn't have to do any of that, but
It doesn't even
but
understand
as far as
the-
like problem solving and coordination, there's been studies that shows that the ravens, that they can coordinate amongst themselves to get,
a pebble from the ground.
Well,
A 9-year-old child knows how to read and write.
But to show like cunningness and intelligence from like ravens, from like they'll drop like a nut, like they'll know that like when a car comes by, oh no, that car will come by. It's heavy. A car is heavy enough to crush like a nut, and then like assess the area to make sure there's no other cars coming
Yeah.
and get the treat from the nut.
Well, that's peak Raven intelligence, and you're talking.
Can't say it, but that's able to show problem solving, intuition, perception, predict, to show a predictable outcome.
But the thing is, you're comparing the peak of a Raven's capability to the baseline of a human's capability. So you can't compare the two.
I mean, but you're only comparing convenient things, because
I'm not comparing convenient. You can't sit here and tell me that an animal has even the closest chance to compete with an able-bodied human being in any sense of learning.
Try to outrun a horse or a jaguar.
Okay, that's running. That's not a mental capability.
But like you're
that's mental capability.
But you're focused on mental capability. I mean, mental capability is good, but I think what you're trying to reach for is like survivability in nature, right? Is that what something you're trying to?
Okay, all right.
Is that what I'm indicating here?
So think about it in this way. Think about, let's say there was no humans, right? Let's say there were no humans in the world, right? So what would happen? Like all the trees would engulf the buildings and whatnot, and the animals would live among themselves, right? It would be like a wild, wild west, like a zoo, right? Sure, the animals would fend for themselves to get their food, but there'd be no society. There'd be no buildings. There'd be no gas. There'd be no electric. There'd be no nothing. There'd be a lion eating a zebra at an abandoned Denny's somewhere.
That's already happening now. What point are you trying to make here?
Animals aren't capable of functioning in any sort of high-tech society.
Well, society is meant for humans. Like society, as
exactly.
like living in buildings, is meant for us.
So, what does that prove? You can't have a lower tier society or animals, which can't believe I'm arguing, that animals could create
animals are living beings of a genetic code that basically evolved to optimize themselves in like a perilous environment. That's kind of like what our genes are. Like we're pretty much like surviving machines.
Right. I mean,
that's kind of like what we share with every other aspect of an animal on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you the fact of like animals being able to evolve to survive in their environment, like what is it? A hyena, for example, is able to get prey. Oh no, a lion. What I heard, it will leave prey for a hyena, so the hyenas could basically leave it alone, so the lions could eat its own food and stuff like that. So you could use that as an example of them using a cognitive ability to achieve something that they want. But that also that's not really that's more adaptation and evolution. But in terms of humans, it's like to get back to my point of like us being in the future and stuff and us having more futuristic stuff, that has nothing to do with evolution. I mean, that's just sort of like, that's something inexplainable.
I mean, it's more so like the progression of technology. I mean, which humans seem to be the only, well, of course, humans are the only species on the planet Earth that's able to do what we do. But I'm talking about evolution as far, not evolution, but I mean a point to support the aspect of evolution, which I think you're kind of getting confused about. Humans can do this thing. They can, build buildings, make computers, but it's not particularly adaptive to survivability as far as like what humans actually need, which is a suitable environment for us to live, which we cannot survive in. And we can survive in a wild, but not like without shelter or community and other humans to collaborate with. Like you look at even as like the sub-Sahara or what do you call it, like on islands where there's like little societies or tribes of people that like never had contact with like modern day humans. Like but their bodies involved to survive in those harsh environments, like a hot climate.
But that's an interesting point. You mentioned like humans on little islands. So you heard of the North Sentinel Island thing, right? where there was an island no one knew about on the coast of India. They told no one to go there, no visitors to go there. The second the visitors went there, they killed everybody.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because
humans are territorial.
Right,
I mean,
but that's
same thing as animals, which we also share a psychological trait with.
But that's the thing, like when you say we're not progressing into the things we need, if we go back to just having them being in the wild with sticks and stones, it turns us into our more animalistic selves, which turns us more violent and turns us into more like of a kind of like just like, animals. And opposed to, I think.
Well, we still are animals.
But that's not a good thing.
Like what we are as like what we share with every living being. Like we need community. We need to have food. We need to have sustenance. We need to have sex to reproduce. Like we need all these things. Like what the bare and like that like kind of like what the bare minimum of every living organism on the planet needs.
Right, but. We need it in more of an advanced form than like with the animals.
Well, you say that now because we have like the trappings of modern day society. We have AC to defeat the heat. We have heaters to defeat the winter. The brutal winters.
But if that was the case, like, why do we try so hard to, as they say, humanize things? Like, why not just like, why create these amenities? Why create stuff like that to make life more human-like? There's even a phrase, more human-like. If it was just, we just need these things like to reproduce, to do this, we would just do it, and we wouldn't need foreplay, or we wouldn't need we wouldn't need forks, we wouldn't need tables, we wouldn't need shoes or fancy clothes and all this stuff. That's because like we're operating under this baseline of like a more advanced being that these things are kind of outside of the natural realm of just structure. Like you don't need to wear a $400 shirt to look fashionable. You could just put on a shirt. So that's why I'm saying it's more complex.
But you gotta look for a moment to look beyond the social construct of what it means to have perceived value in our modern day human society when we're thinking of like what evolution is, what the biological imperative for every living being is, because you're kind of like confusing the two instead of like looking at the actual point of what evolution suggests. And you're just like conflating too many things with like you just can't look out like the past, like the human society of like. But that's the thing. Like any animal that has evolved, it has evolved for
It's almost like they're evolved and adaptation are hand in hand. They've evolved to adapt to their most animalistic self. So our evolution is like not explained. Like, I guess.
It is explained. It is explainable.
But I think our evolution is more from like you say, how we interact with one another, whether or not than physical traits.
That's more psychological instead of like more physical, like biological evolution.
Right, because we haven't.
But I think we should kind of focus on that point a little more before we go to psychological.
We haven't evolved physically, and since we were Neanderthals.
All right, well, let me pose a question to you. Do you think that animals can perceive value?
Some animals can. There is studies that some animals can perceive value. Like animals, when they have children, they care about the children up to a certain point. But then you ask,
no, I mean like value. Like if they see like a shiny rock or like another food that's like fresh, like a fresh grape, as opposed to like a rancid grape.
I don't think they perceive value. It's all coming from a need. It's either a need for survival or it's a need for eat. Like there's.
So you think a monkey wouldn't be smart enough to not eat the rancid grape?
It's not going to eat the rancid grape because it's trying to survive. Like not because like let's say you go to a market and you see an ugly apple, you're not choosing the ugly apple because it's you're trying to survive. You just don't like the way it looks. That's something a monkey can never process. is not going to choose something else, whether or not because of, because it doesn't like the way it looks. It's doing everything from a complete baseline sense, either survival or hunger or fear or anger. With us, there's emotion that can't be quantified.
Yeah, it can actually.
Like there's plenty of like you could not choose a fruit.
Like animals can tell and delineate what makes a bad sexual partner just as much as a human can tell what's a bad or good sexual partner.
But it's a bad sexual partner from purely the sense of reproduction. If you go,
but that's whatchamacallit, like to show like that showcases the like animals can perceive and delineate what's valuable to them. To have like the best odds for their genes and go into the next generation. If you presented me, if I'm just like horny or whatever, you presented me like a fragile female, she's sickly, she's got like a missing limb or something like that,
you'd
like,
fuck.
No, no. Or maybe if you're a sicko, but but like if, if she has like a perceived ailments or whatever, like a a debilitating disease, and like evolutionarily we find that we would normally find that revolting or not. To use a nicer word, but it's like, oh yeah, I don't think my kids are gonna survive with you. Like you're probably gonna pat like your genes are probably not probably, but your genetic code is saying like, oh yeah, you shouldn't do this. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like your kids probably aren't going to survive before they even get birth. Like you could probably get sick yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's just like just stay away.
I will say a lot of the human stuff happens in a subconscious that we try to make excuses.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's a part of evolution. That's something that we all share with most of the things. Like female animals won't reproduce with like a subpar male. That's why what you call it, like women aren't reproduce with like top males. Like that's an evolved evolutionary strategy.
Yeah, but that just because those two things share it doesn't mean it evolved.
It involved evolutionary strategy for reproduction.
Right, but I don't think just because we share that with animals means that's an evolved trait from animals. That just be because
but that's something that we share in common with animals.
But I feel like it has to be a more concrete thing. Like,
what do you mean more concrete? What do you mean?
Like if you go in the animal kingdom, you look at evolution, you can say, oh, this is definitely an evolution for that. Like if you look at an ant evolves to, or a skunk evolved to create a scent to lure away predators that was trying to eat it from the back. You know for a fact that was an evolution for survival. But you saying,
I mean, you're kind of saying things that's redundant. So I'm still trying to rate for like what exactly do you disagree?
I disagree with like your point of like you saying women choosing men because of they want the higher standard to reproduce comes from animals.
Like normally like the strength of a genetic male that
but that's not
can attain resources and fight off
but
predators.
That's not all animals. That's certain animals though. That's not
animals that we share a genetic trait with. Like that's an evolved genetic trait that we share with
Or you're talking about just apes in general?
Not just apes, but like
okay.
mostly all animals do. Like
not all. There's some.
All. I mean, even whatchamacallit, even to use like a not safer work term. I mean, like grape. The hot Cosby. That's also an evolved aspect.
That's the thing.
Of male behavior. So you kind of forcefully, letting your genetic code to go along and
our animals
the genetic pool.
Animals
that's also an evolved aspect that we humans share with other animals. Like you heard of dolphins giving a hot Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's freaking horrifying.
Yeah.
Like dogs do it like he does it. But he does it with the wrong thing. He tries to do it with the arms, but something's wrong with him.
But all right, so we'll go that. But then there's other stuff you haven't been able to explain, like dreams and other shit like that just can't be explained.
You don't think animals don't dream?
They don't dream in the complex way that we do, and even
if not, they still dream.
Yeah, they dream about fucking food or some shit like that. They don't,
but you don't really know that.
They can't. We do know that.
Like even us humans, we don't really even understand like what dreams are about. Like we know we have them, but that's some type of genetic byproduct of like having a brain, like which most animals do have a brain. I see him sleeping and like he'll have like a little nightmare sometimes, whatever. He's like twitching and whining and moaning and stuff, and animals dream, like
Do animals love each other?
No. I'm pretty sure they do.
No, they don't.
Animals
just get together for reproduction,
but
right?
the concept of love is like a whole other thing.
Not really.
But
love is one of the most baseline human emotions.
That's way besides the point. Like they
No,
understand
it's
the
not.
concept.
If you're talking about evolution, love would have to be a part of evolution. Like love is like the baseline for humanity.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Come on.
Why not?
You said,
Animals.
Love is a perceived emotion, but
perceived emotion. Love is the reason you do. Like, don't you say you want to get married and stuff like that? Like, why do you want to get married?
To reproduce and have a family.
So you won't love your wife?
As far as like our societal understanding of what love is, I will.
So
of course, I will love her. But
bunk her over the head and drag it to your cave.
That's nudging on something else in my personal life, where like I'm grappling with the meaning of love, which it probably should be another topic.
I didn't even know that was. Well, I knew, but that shit.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that point in terms of like me, like just men in general. Like it's just like if men, we want the love of a woman that completes us. Animals don't go around and be like, oh, I want to love it. They like wait. There
are birds that are monogamous, and it's animals that are monogamous, and they do get and they do get mad, and they do recourse of infidelity. So I think animals do understand the concept of loyalty.
You just said that animals choose based off of physical traits, right? Not love.
But we do too.
No, we choose based off of love. If it goes right.
Would you have sex for love?
Yeah, if you love somebody, love is a
no, you don't. Sometimes you just want to freaking slam some coon.
No, I know that's
I'm sorry, slam some stinky pooter sometimes. Like you don't really care about. Like if it's like a slag, then you dig her out. Like you're not going to feel affection.
I don't know what these phrases mean.
Like you're doing the deed. You're doing it nasty.
Dig her out like you sound like I sound like Big Daddy Kane or dig her out.
No, but I'm saying.
But no, I know what you're saying.
But like you don't need to love someone to to do the deed with them.
No, you don't need to love them. But like what I'm saying is that love does exist.
But I'm saying love is like a totally a subjective personal experience from individual. Like what love could mean to somebody else, that could be perceived as like, oh, like, yeah, you fucking hate me or something like that. Like how tiger moms, they want to keep teaching their kids freaking 10 hours a day or whatever, learning piano or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's just how they show their love. Like they love them so that they can succeed in the future. But how the kid perceives is like, this is suffering. Like I want to go out, play with my friends. I want to get online, play PC, play freaking Counter-Strike. Right. Like I want to do other things besides this.
Right.
Like my mom fucking hates me. Like like love to each individual means something different. Like it can love and hate are like two sides of the same coin. Like but that doesn't mean but that's still totally irrelevant to like what the whole evolution is like.
How is it relevant? Evolution is by definition is evolving from something from before. So
yeah, but it doesn't take. Well, love might be the feeling of love might be a byproduct of that, but like love isn't like this.
Love exists and animals can't feel love. Therefore,
No,
we can't evolve from them because that's a baseline human emotion.
No, I'm saying, but what do you perceive what love is? What do you think? What do you know what love?
Love is chemicals in the brain that react.
All right. What
chemicals that animals do not have, that animals can't perceive. Chemicals that if you were to evolve from,
so like animals that raise their young.
That's not love.
They don't love them.
No, that's not love.
You just like when you see when you see like a bird get like a.
Let me see this mouse right now. Let me see this nice.
Wait.
Yeah, you scared?
No. Let me open another gate so that.
Okay. All right. Can animals feel love? Let me.
You're gonna ask the holy Google machine.
Let me arch your arguments back right now.
Can animals be gay? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Can animals be? Can they be gay? Think about homosexuality. Does that happen in the animal kingdom?
Animals can be gay.
Okay.
Science indicated that psychologically, animals are certainly capable of experiencing emotions like love in a similar way to humans. Humans and animals share many similar brain systems and chemicals such as dopamine, oxytocin.
That's fake.
And acceptance. That's fake. look at the two lovebirds. Where do you think the term lovebirds come from, you moron?
Nah,
look at you. You played yourself.
No, they're faking it.
They're faking it.
There's just no way.
The two lovebirds there, they're faking it. Wow.
Nah, there's
God,
no way.
what evidence that to show you?
There's just no way.
We'll just say for now that point's clearly defeated. But
in a similar way.
Not so much defeated. I mean, you're kind of like face panning yourself because.
He said in a similar way, not in the same way. So what does that mean?
So when you think a dude's raping a chick, you think he loves her in that moment?
I don't know what that came from, but yeah, a similar way does not mean the exact way. So
the exact way. Come on, dude.
that just
come on, dude. You tripping, man? Come on.
I mean, and I can't believe still. All right, so talk about like human like bipolar. Do animals get bipolar or do
bipolar? You're talking about a psychological genetic defect.
Yeah,
now.
If you're talking about evolution, these things have to be a part of the thing before they become a thing. Like they just don't disappear.
Like a part of the thing to become a thing. Am I talking to Kamala Harris here? What is this?
No, you're saying if something evolves from something, it's a part. It's like if you birth a child, that child's a part of you.
I mean, it's part of your genetic lineage.
Exactly.
But
so
it shares half and half of what you and your female partner is, and also like your genetic lineage. Like your grandfather could be ginger, and somewhere down the line you're gonna have like ginger descendants. You could both of your parents could have black hair, and they could produce a child to have blonde hair because somewhere down the back line, the back catalog of like their genetic history, their lineage, they had like a uncle who was blonde, and that kid's probably gonna be blonde.
Yeah, but I spaced out. But yeah, you can't say that some things some things can be and some things can't be. You can't say,
what does that mean? What does that even mean?
Because like you're trying to tell me, I just mentioned the mental illness thing, and you're saying no, that can't do it because I don't know what point you just made.
But what standard has that have to do with anything as far as like evolution?
Because evolution,
because it still refers on the psychology, like evolutionary psychology, and not evolution itself, the biological evolution.
I can't believe you're still trying to convince me that animals shares traits to humans in general is an outrageous topic.
Because they clearly do.
Because there's birds next to each other, they share a trait with humans.
I said it in my opening where we share a genetic ancestry with most life on the planet, where we have sexual.
Then why don't we literally look like them?
I mean, it could be due to a number of factors.
That's literally the home run right there.
Yeah,
if something evolves, it should look a little like it.
But that's not a bad question. I will admit, because that's something I just don't know, which we were supposed to do originally.
Right.
So let's see if we can find that one of those answers at least in this armchair Google search that we can do.
Yeah. Go to.
So we're here on theconversation.com. The 5 most common misunderstandings about evolution. It seems like a pretty sizable article. Hopefully we might find your answer here. Given this huge success in describing the natural world.
Who's it written by?
Who's it written by?
That woman, Paula Cover.
Yeah, Paula Clover, reader in biology, biochemistry, University at Bath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was what I don't know that school, but okay.
Yeah, I never heard of Bath. Sounds like some
University. She fucking did this from our bathtub. Something like that. That was the university.
Given its huge success in describing natural world for 150 years, the theory of evolution is remarkably misunderstood in recent episodes of Australian series. Let's go to the
Fuck is that white man?
Shane Wayne, the latest celebrity to question evolution.
Looks like he's part of the deep state.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like Homelander a little bit.
Yeah, kinda like
Yeah.
alternate university.
Yeah, Shane.
I wouldn't trust him with my bank account taxes.
Well, you both probably in the same ballpark as far as like your belief and your misconceptions about evolution. All right, let's see.
Think about slavery. Like, what type of animal?
Slavery? What? Come on.
What type of animal would enslave another?
Kieran, I'm about to freaking punch myself in the ass. I swear to God.
What type of animal would enslave another?
Humans are descended from monkeys.
Who? Oh, that's Karl Marx.
That's
Yeah,
not
there you go.
Karl Marx. That's
That's Darwin.
Darwin. Yeah, I was about to say Richard Dawkins. What the fuck? No, your great ancestor was not a monkey.
I
Evolutionary
went.
theory and huh?
Huh?
Evolutionary theory indicates that we have common ancestors with monkeys and apes among the extant species. They are our closest relatives. Humans and chimpanzees share more than 90% of their genetic sequence. But this common ancestor, which roamed the earth approximately 7 million years ago, was neither a monkey nor a human, but an ape-like creature that recent research suggests had traits that favored the use of tools.
So we both are wrong.
No.
He just said it wasn't an ape or a monkey. He said it was a humanoid creature. didn't
You
he?
said it was an ape or monkey.
No, you said it was a. You said it was from all animals.
I didn't say it was an ape. I said that
You
we
said
share,
all animals,
Well, that's more of like
which
a
is even crazier.
No, but well, when they say, you ever heard of the tree of life, like the biological?
Yeah, yeah.
Where life evolves from, that's what I kind of mean by that. We're like even going beyond past that point before even ape creatures existed.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like
everyone's from Africa.
More so Pangea, but even before that time, like it's. Like we share a common traits with other living things on planet Earth. Like see, look what do you see here? Look at this little boy right here. What do you see?
dog.
It's a dog, but look at his face. Why does he have a face?
That's a good point.
Why does he have eyes? 2 eyes like you.
Nah, don't.
Why has he got nose, a mouth, teeth, tongue?
That's more of his curation as an idea.
And why has he got your eyes, huh? Are you the father, Keylander, huh?
All right, so why does a
take a Mario reference? I don't know.
So why does a shark have 4 rows of teeth?
Well,
I can do the same thing.
I mean, well,
and why don't we have 4 rows?
Well, you have teeth too.
Not 4 rows.
That still adds to my point that we share a genetic lineage with most of life on the planet.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. We share some sort of genetic, but
we have skin, flesh, bone structure, calcium buildup.
But that, like, you're saying if we were aliens, like we would have to. I mean, the only thing that wouldn't have eyes and a mouth and a bone structure would be like an alien, because they'd be.
Well, just go into the sea, man. I mean, like jellyfish, starfish, clams.
But then that proves your point. You said the tree of life is everything. So then they don't. So then your point's in void.
No, I'm saying a generalized thing to a more specific thing, as far as like us. So to the point of sharing a common genetic ancestry with most living things.
With most, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so scroll down. Let me see what else he's saying.
All right, let's see. Let's point number 3. Natural selection is purposeful. Do you know about natural selection?
Yeah.
There are many organisms that are not perfectly adapted to their environment. For example, sharks don't have a gas bladder to control their buoyancy, which bony fish typically use. Does this refute the theory of evolution? No, not at all. Natural selection can only randomly favor the best of what is available. It does not purposely turn all living organisms into one super creature. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just got caught with the dog's cuteness.
Basically, what you're saying is evolution is not.
I steak on I washed my hands.
Huh?
I washed my hands. He's like looking at me like I got steak.
You probably didn't wash your hands, right? You probably still has the steak residue.
It's tickling. See?
Yeah, he's feeling really affectionate right now.
Natural selection. So, like, if a bum was licking your hand, would you be okay with that?
I mean, if he was a cute bum, then maybe I'll
Cute bum.
maybe I'll let him.
I've
maybe
never
I'll-
heard cute bum before. That's two words I've never heard together.
It would be really convenient if humans could photosynthesize hunger. Could be immediate. I'm sorry, that's parentheses there. Hunger could be immediately cured by standing in the sun, and a much sought miracle diet would have been found. Stay inside. But alas, the genetic ability to photosynthesize has not appeared in animals.
There you go.
Still election.
Prove
I mean,
another
still
point.
selection of the best option possible has led to an amazing diversity of forms, remarkably well adapted to their environment, even if not perfect.
That's the thing too. If animals have evolved to survive in the best way possible, right?
That's the point I said. I
But-
was
but
trying to
look-
make before.
Yeah, but look, listen. Animals have evolved to survive in the best way possible, and for the most part.
in that specific environment, like if you took a gorilla and put him in Antarctic, he's not going to survive.
But okay, that won't happen though. But listen to what I'm saying. The animals have learned to survive in the best way possible. Outside of predators, they're surviving in a happy, fluid way. Humans, humans, literally, we could have everything we want, and we could still be depressed. So that won't happen to an ape. You give an ape a good spouse, you give him in his nice environment, he's not becoming depressed.
All right. So we keep going back to this point, and I feel like I gotta have to like pull like and unintentionally pull out some red pills here when it comes to. Because you keep going back to like
Wait, so what-
like psychology.
Psychology,
and
it has to be a. It's the
and
brain.
person-
It's literally the driving force of it.
All right,
How can I not go?
So
what are you going
so
towards?
I'm just gonna nip this in the bud right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna attack this point just for this because you keep going back to it and it's freaking annoying me right now. To be honest, so to your point about what humans want and being happy, to go into your specific point that you made, the first point you made. If you can give a human everything, then he still won't be happy. That's totally a subjective proposition.
It's not subjective. It's a fact. It's literally a fact.
I mean, it depends on the individual level, but it's
a fact.
I exercise the point where like, okay, like you can give them all money, but I was saying that's still we still evolve. Humans evolve to be in close-knit communities with other human beings like ourselves. Like we still evolve to want sex, but like what it seems where modern day humans kind of like make pitfalls. Like if you give like a human everything that it wants, which I think I think it might be a perfect time to go like to talk about universe 57, the Mouse Utopia experiment. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. Where if you give a living being like everything it needs to survive, and it no longer has like a deep genetic imperative to survive, it seems like that living being kind of like slowly declines and like slowly just like seems to like genetically psychology like degenerate. I don't know how to put it into better words, but just as far as like a mere observation where what you see, those of you who are watching, you're probably if you are familiar with the Mouse Utopia experiment, where like it's literally what it says, like a Mouse Utopia.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, I'm saying like the people who probably don't know. Where a mouse has like everything they want, they can have. But there's still hierarchies that forms in the Mouse Utopia. Like there's still like an apex mouse male that still gets to the bed with all the female mouses or mices. I'm not sure the plural of that.
But mice don't long for purpose, right? Like mice. I
mean, well, I think they kind of do. Like I think that's what the experiment kind of suggests. Where like if I mean, like it kind of seems like to me that we see like the degeneracy reflected in our society in that experiment, that mouse experiment. Like it seems like living beings need to have like a certain level of struggle in order to justify their existence. And I know that's a horrible way of putting it that way.
I think we're the only creatures on Earth that desire a purpose. And
I mean, well, a purpose as far as like surviving,
No, but more than surviving.
contributing to a community, reproducing, passing our genetic lineage.
But there's humans that have wanted more than just the things you're saying. There's humans that have wanted to achieve more and done more than those baseline things.
I mean, sure, but up to this point to where we are, where we have rockets, smartphones, and everything, like it took a really long time. Like this, like compare, like if you cut off the point where electricity is first discovered, like you cut off that portion of it, that up till now, don't even makes up like I guess on the top of my head, like it probably takes up like less than 5% as far as like the backlog of like how long humans has survived without electricity.
But have animals ever?
Which is to say, like over 95% of the time, like humans have survived without electricity and all the factors we have in modern society.
But have animals
like everything we're experiencing, like it's a new, ever evolving phenomena. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, have animals ever changed in the past thousands of years, like you just said?
Yeah.
In what way? In what way? As a big of a change of creating electricity for themselves.
You don't need to have electricity to.
I'm not talking about electricity as exactly. I'm talking about what thing have they evolved.
I mean, but see, and you're still, even though we went back, like, let me show you. See, natural selection is perfect. Is a misconception. That isn't to say like just because animal hasn't evolved to have the mental capacity as a human. That doesn't mean that you really that particular living species or being doesn't need to have what we have to survive. Like we technically don't need like a cell phone to survive. But take away a cell phone from like a modern day kid, take away TikTok.
Yeah.
Like you see, like our government's talking about banning TikTok. Look how everybody reacts.
Right.
They act like you're gonna freaking die without it.
Right. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. But it's still other stuff. Like even if you don't want to go the mental route, there's just still other stuff, and I'm gonna go back.
I keep attacking the points, but you keep shifting the standard a little bit.
Well, you haven't actually debated him out. Like you just keep.
I attack.
Like you just keep going about random examples that
you're doing random examples.
No, you're.
I'm not doing random examples here.
Yeah, you're.
I'm the one that's trying.
I think the only good example you said was the one the guy said already, but, yeah. I mean, we don't look like them. That's enough right there.
I mean, there's other animals that don't look like each other. So what's your point there?
What animal that doesn't look like each other has evolved from that animal? Like, I'm trying to figure out like what you're talking about. Like,
I don't think you understand.
No, because you said
you raised that point. I'm just making that clear now. I didn't make that point. That's a preposterous point. I think
that's not a How is not looking like something you evolved from a preposterous point?
Because that. I feel like I kind of brought it up in a way where I said that we share flesh, bone, and blood, and skin,
because we share flesh with an ant.
No, not really. I don't think ants have flesh.
But that concept, flesh with a turtle, like everything has flesh. Just because you're living and you have flesh, don't mean you evolved from something. You have bones.
It kind of does.
How? What the fuck? How does that make sense?
I just said it before. We share a common genetic lineage with most living things on the planet.
You said it. Yeah, that's your hypothesis.
This is like my 10th time saying it.
That's your hypothesis.
Well, it's not a hypothesis.
It's not a fact.
It is. Well, it is kind of a fact.
Can you bring it up? It is not a fact. Unless you can bring it up, it's your opinion.
Religion is
incompatible with evolution. That's another point that
I don't think we're gonna find that specific answer in this website.
I can just hit you with the religion aspect and just bludgeon you in the head right there.
Well, no, that's not gonna go anywhere. I think
with the billions of people who believe in their religious beliefs.
I would argue that evolutionary psychology suggests that humans did evolve to have like certain religious practices, like you see religion spring up in every evolved culture, where humans exist among themselves, like they create like a sort of structure outside themselves, which is like some kind of religion or spirituality kind of thing. Like even in China Japan, India, just all over it. But it's different. But like I remember in the Resident Arc podcast, and their more recent one is Xeno Saga episode 3, episode 2, and they mentioned one of the guys mentioned that how like there's there's always 3 that's like 3 really means something particular, like has a special psychological religious thing in every culture.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you click on this one? Why'd you click?
I was looking at different articles. Go ahead, you can keep talking.
Oh my god, I'm getting myself mixed up so bad right now. I'm like just trying to think about all this stuff off the cuff.
So I'm cooking you, Nick.
You're not cooking me. That
usually happens. You get all fuzzy.
No, because you're sabotaging the argument with.
Now fuck that.
You're sabotaging the conversation.
If we evolved from monkeys, why are there still monkeys around? Exactly.
Saying that's not true.
Why are there that's
the question you're asking. You gotta read it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let me read it.
Yeah. You read it.
Start with the same correction as given one. Apes are closer relatives than monkeys, and then there's a similar misconception. The theory of evolution does not say that currently existing species came from other existing species. The most recent common ancestors between humans and old world monkeys, those from Africa and Asia, were about 25 million years ago. The New World monkeys in South and Central America split off early. I'm not sure what that just said.
What do you think? What do you think it said?
So, yeah, when you evolve from something, doesn't the prior species stop existing? Is that not a thing that happens?
No.
Okay. Are you?
I mean, not necessarily.
Do you know that as a fact, or do you want me to search it?
Because that's what it just said.
Okay, let's search that exact question. Because if that exact question says that's the case, then there's no point.
What exact question?
Search when something evolves from something. Does the species it evolved from stop existing? I know that's a long ass fucking.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm trying to say, right?
All right.
When something evolves from something, does the prior species cease to exist?
Animal evolves. Oh shit. Does the
prior species exist?
Prior species. Yeah.
Species evolve but not repeat. New species arise from a subpopulation of the old one. The rest of the older species population continues on as before. Okay, it may become extinct later. Okay, so it doesn't then. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. Is that satisfying?
Okay.
From Quora.
Oh, it's Quora, but I think Reddit's better, bro.
Reddit. Let's try. All right, let's try Reddit. Let's add on to the.
No, I mean it's probably I didn't know, so that's the case.
Well, just to be sure, can the species and the species of be alive at the same time? A prior wonder is long, but some. This person asks us, this person, blah blah blah. Yes, it is. Yes, it's absolutely possible. In fact, we've watched it happen on a Galapagos Islands. Two individual
Galapagos.
Two individual finches from different species made it and produced offspring that could not breed with either parent species, but could breed amongst themselves. This is an example of hybrid speciation. The new species exists alongside both parent species.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like gray wolves and domestic dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this person says too. See? So what do you think about that?
That's it doesn't prove your point. It's just a.
Wait, but that's the point you brought up.
No, I didn't know. I was asking the question. I didn't say I was sure about it. I was seeing if that was the case. I mean, that doesn't prove anything. It just proves that they can still exist. Doesn't prove that we come from them. It's not like it said we literally came from them in that sentence.
All right.
It's just saying that.
Okay.
You have yet to bring up an actual fact that wasn't your hypothesis.
I brought up like 5 facts in like the span of like.
All right, so search one of your facts online and tell me it's true.
Facts about what? What facts do you want to know?
Something you just said to prove your point that we evolved from animals.
I mean, you gotta say something specific.
Well, you said it, so let me know. Because you're the one who said it.
You're telling me like the bedrock of the evolutionary, the evolution argument that we share a genetic lineage with most living beings on the planet.
Well, no, because your basis is that we evolved from animals, right? Like that's the whole point, right?
We are animals.
No, but the basis is that we evolved from animal. Like you're agreeing with evolution theory. I want you to show me something that proves your point indefinitely that we agree.
I mean, it can't be one thing. I mean, you gotta understand. Like, you gotta understand like some aspect of genetics, biological imperatives, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so there's no exact thing you can show me.
I mean, what do you want to know? You gotta ask me a question, man.
Show me something on the internet that proves your point indefinitely.
Am I talking to like a woman right now? What is going on here? Give me one specific question. What do you want to know?
I want to know your facts that prove your argument.
You gotta ask me something, man. You gotta ask me something, baby.
Give me. You have the argument. Like, what are your points? What are your opinions? Search them.
I mean, I told you my opinions. I think evolution is 99.99% certain.
You said you think. Yeah. I can think I'm Superman. That'd make it true.
We're not gonna get into the self delusion theory and that kind of stuff.
99.9, but you think 99. That's no. You think 99.9%. So that makes it true. The second law of thermodynamics disproves. What's this?
I don't know what that is. The second law of thermodynamics.
That's checkmate, nigga.
These are misconceptions. So reach.
Okay, so you exited now. Okay.
I didn't exit it because it is disagreement. I'm fairly certain biologs.org articles is gonna agree with the evolution. It's just misconceptions about evolution.
Right.
So whatever.
But that's the thing.
Whatever question you saw there, that's something that you probably think you would agree with. And I don't even think I don't even know what thermodynamics is. I'm thinking that's probably like heat related or something. I'm probably wrong on that.
That's why I was going to read. I'm going to see what it says.
Oh my god. Okay.
Let's go see what it says. Like,
right,
because like you said, like
let's read it real quick.
We have a base knowledge on this stuff, so we gotta do.
Yeah, we gotta do a lot of reading. The second law of thermodynamics disproves evolution. What's the second law of thermodynamics? Do you know?
Well, it's about to tell you. Read the article. Like, what are you doing? Just read it.
It doesn't tell. I'm pretty sure it doesn't tell you.
Just read it.
The reasoning here seems to be that the second law of thermodynamics says that the disorder, also known as entropy, increases over time. What? The reasoning here seems to be that the second law of thermodynamics says that the disorder, also known as entropy, is that what that means? Second law of thermodynamics means entropy.
Read the second. What are you doing?
I'm trying to look up what freaking second law of thermodynamics means. I never heard of that before.
I think it was going to tell you in that article just now.
I don't think. Well, it didn't give me something in detail initially. Second law. Okay, second law of thermodynamics.
Okay, what is this?
Oh my god. Oh, so this is something heat related.
This is something that you damn near have to have a PhD to completely.
Yeah, this is kind of makes it fun a little bit.
Like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? I don't even.
Well, let's just figure it out. The second law of thermodynamics states that the state of entropy of the entire universe as an isolated system will always increase over time. The second law also states that the changes in the entropy in a universe can never be negative.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
No clue.
I think it means...
Go to Neil deGrasse Tyson so he can explain it.
We're not going to Neil deGrasse Tyson. We're reading today. I'm not watching any YouTube videos. All right, so...
This doesn't help any.
All right, so heat transfer. All right, so we got like delta sign here. Q. T1 to T2. I think that's like temperature. 1 and 2. Hot, cold here. Delta S equals entropy over... I'm not mathing. I'm not mathing this, jiving.
Go back to the article because I think it was gonna describe it if we just continue to read that.
Yeah, let's go back to the what this says.
Because we're not gonna figure it out this way, so you just gotta go back to the article.
Let's look up the Wikipedia porters now.
I mean, Wikipedia can be fake, so you probably want to.
I'm pretty sure they're not gonna lie about second law of thermodynamics. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna lie.
But that's going based off of our argument, so we should probably go back to that.
Well, it's not going against our argument. We don't understand what second law of thermodynamics exactly is. At least I don't. I never heard of it before. It's a physical law based on universal empirical observation concerning heat and energy interconversions and energy interconversions. What? energy, also known as energy transformation, also known as an energy conversion, is a process of changing energy from one form to another. In physics, energy is a quantity that provides the capacity to perform work or moving or provides heat in addition to being converted according to the law of conversion, and it doesn't say the rest. So like basically that means like water transforming to like a solid, gas transforming to liquid and solid, and fire turned to gas. And
okay, let's go back to that to see how it relates to our topic. Let's see. The reasoning here seems so evolution cannot be corrected since it claims that there is increasing complexity over time. For example, if buildings are left by themselves, didn't I just say this?
You read the rest
I'm
of
a
it.
fucking cheat. I just said this. Keep reading.
You read.
Okay, so for example, buildings, if they are left by themselves, become dilapidated over time. Rather than remodel themselves into something better, increasing in order and complexity. But of course, the key here is if they are left to themselves, the second law of thermodynamics applies to closed systems in which there is no external source of energy. But if the Earth is not a closed system, there is a massive energy being poured into the system constantly from the sun. The sun's energy is converted through natural processes into other forms of energy and powers the development of life on Earth. If you include the sun within our system, then yes, things are running down. But we've got a few billion years left before the usable energy from the sun is gone. Okay.
So what do you think of that?
Interesting. I'm not completely understanding how that's relating, but partially.
Basically, it's an argument against like because something is complex. The misconception is that just because something's complex, like it's going to be more complex over time. It's not necessarily the case.
That's literally what I was. I described second thermodynamics, not even knowing what it was.
As in regards to evolution, like the second law of thermodynamics doesn't apply to biological.
They literally just said it did.
They just said it did. Did you read? Did you pay attention to what you was reading? Look what it says here. Look what it says here.
What is the title of the argument? What is the title of the argument?
This
the second law of thermodynamics that proves evolution. That's literally what the title says.
That says misconceptions. 10 misconceptions. So this is a misconception.
Okay.
Do you get it now?
Where does it say misconceptions go up?
Right there. 10 misconceptions about evolution. This is one of the common misconceptions. The second law of thermodynamics.
Wait. This is a misconception thing.
Yeah. Another one.
You tricked me. I thought this was like just like talking about it.
I didn't trick you. You don't let it click.
Like did you? Yeah, no, but you pulled it up in the Google thing already.
You pulled it up. I didn't click on this.
No, I pulled it up, but it was already on the screen.
No, you clicked on it.
I thought you were just going off like just evolution and information.
I didn't click anything in this article. Like everything you was reading, I think you thought this was something that agreed with you. But
I feel like I'm in a CNN interview. I'm being jumped or something. Like with this.
But yeah, but just because something is something that changes over time into another form, it doesn't apply to like like a watch will someday transform into a complex watch by himself. That's basically what the point's saying.
Okay, go to what's 4. No new information can be added to DNA through its natural process. Yes, it can.
I never heard about that misconception before. No new information can be added to the DNA through natural process. Yes, it can. Any reasonable definition of new information in this context has to mean something like instructions to build something useful that weren't there before. That happens a lot through genetic mutations and gene duplications. So I think that's kind of interesting. So like being tall, for instance, like there's no real. I mean, there's some genetic upsides to being tall per se, but as far as like a tall person, a short person, like it's not by much. As far as like attributing to like survivability, like it really is just like a subjective evolutionary trait that's been kind of like arbitrarily chosen for, like how the peacocks reproduce, right? Where like where females choose male peacocks of like longer extravagant tails, but even though it's not genetically advantageous to have like a longer and tall, like the longer tail you have, the more likely it is for a predator to catch you by the tail and get you. So it's more of like a genetic regression, but
Or if like
but,
the
but,
penguin
but,
stuff, like the same thing with the penguins and the how like the fame, like the story we talked about with the penguin.
well, that's more like infidelity, but
okay.
that's different than as far as like genetic.
You mean a peacock, like how it floats its wings and it's more colorful and stuff,
Yeah.
and it like
Well,
attracts
the male peacock specifically.
yeah, okay,
Yeah. So
that's part of his DNA.
yeah, but there's no genetic upside to having like a bigger, longer tail. It just makes females want you more, and
Yeah.
you know, you're still genetic, like having like a big Johnson or being tall and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like everything that I don't think it's a mistake. I mean, like, there are genetic.
I mean, not a mistake, but it's been arbitrarily selected for. It seems.
Yeah. All right. So what's the other one? Evolution is a theory in crisis.
I never heard of that misconception. No, it's
What's
not.
that?
Of course, scientists.
I mean, this is a basis of a person who's for the thing. That's like if you have an argument, I can pull up an article supporting the argument, and vice versa. Like I can put up an article supporting my thing.
Well, that kind of depends on the answers. I mean,
I don't depend on answers. That's just this guy is supporting this point.
All right, so look up something that you think would agree with your argument against.
Yeah, you search misconceptions about evolution. That's what you search, and then I typed on. I even recognized that.
You take the keyboard.
Yeah, you controlling this thing like Don Lemon over here, and pros of evolution. That was my term, nigga.
You mean cons of evolution? You nitwit.
Oh shit. Yeah. See, I'm so.
Yeah, you're so the break brain right now.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go.
Weaknesses of it. It's difficult for some people to grasp. It goes against some human cultural. The evidence comes from. What is this?
But this is something that might agree with me. Evolutionary biology.
It does not necessarily focus much on individual development. That's the thing. Individual development. Humans are individually so much different than one another. Comparison to your animals that are so much alike. If you get a whole species, subspecies of like
that is so obviously not true.
That group of dog, right? If it was that group of dog, they're gonna act.
That's why there's other species of dogs. Like his type of dogs, they evolved to catch like small rodents like rats and stuff like that.
Right, but there's no
like there's also wolves. But he still shares a genetic lineage with wolves and stuff.
Well, let's
how humans in Africa in Zimbabwe, wherever the fuck, they run fast. Like they're normally like the fastest runners on the planet.
Let's see.
All right, look right there. What are some flaws in evolution? Let's see if I can attack that.
Two weaknesses of the difficulty confirmed facts because of how slow evolution can occur in some cases as well as not necessarily experienced.
But this is something that doesn't cut against this is an argument against a common argument.
I'm just trying to find a regular an article, but they're not. Yeah, they're making me sign into.
Yeah. What the fuck are you doing? You're going to making the mouse go all over the place.
All right, scientific evolution.
All right, the six. Wait. What's the title? The 6 reasons creationists think evolution isn't a sure thing. This is still something that might agree with me.
First, there are several varieties of creationists. Traditional creationists believe in the universe.
I think you're gonna be hard pressed to find. I think you gotta go on like Reddit or like 4chan to find something that might make up like an argument that I could go up against that's against evolution.
Darwin and evolution relies on random mutations that are preserved by a blind and directed process of natural selection that has no long-term growth. Such a random and undirected process tend to harm the organism and does not improve. All right, so go ahead. Debate that.
Wait, what?
Debate that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't read it. I was thinking of something. I was looking at the dog too. Darwinian evolution relies on random mutations. Wait, what? Genetics. Random mutations cause harm to organisms and do not build complexity.
Got you, nigga. It's over.
It's over. You just defeated the whole theory of evolution with just one question from the internet. All right, let's see. Random mutations cause harm to organisms and do not build complexity. I'm not sure what that means. I don't think I don't think that's true.
That's above your head. Can't even process what's going on.
That doesn't make sense. Random mutations cause harm to organisms and do not build complexity.
Yeah, because your whole thing of random mutation, like a parrot evolving into a human being.
A parrot? I didn't say that.
You said that.
I didn't say that. I said we share some sort of common genetic lineage with most living beings on the planet. Where I said, from my initial stance, from what I personally observe.
Oh, don't start the personally observed thing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying from my initial statement when we first started the thing, where I said, and it's recorded. I said that, you know, like obviously we share, you know, like I said before, I keep saying it before, like skin, flesh, bones, you know, and we share some genetic facial features like a face, eyes, nose, mouth, tongue.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And we sexually dimorphic, male, female, all that kind of stuff.
All right, so go down. Let me see the
so why do you think this is a point? Darwinian evolution relies on random mutations that are preserved by a blind, undirected process of natural selection that has no long-term goals, which is most certainly
random
not
mutations. True. That's saying because a parrot has eyes and we have eyes, that means we're evolved from them.
I didn't. You keep saying that, and I did not.
That's what you.
I very clearly didn't say that.
You said because we have bones and flesh. That means that we're. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe I should be a little more specific. Like somewhere down the genetic line, where that X factor of a species that makes up all that broke apart to make up all other living species, and certain environments that it evolved to persevere in, that's where we share our genetic lineage from. That's what I'm talking about. Like that X factor somewhere way down here. Like the tree of life is up here. We're up here, humans, other animals, living things, and all that kind of stuff. But somewhere down.
So how did that tree of life start?
Somewhere down here, in a genetic stew, in a genetic pool here at the bottom. Like we share some aspects of all the living things on the planet that evolve.
Okay, so you know, let me search it. Do all living things share?
Just look up the tree of life, man.
Tree of life theory.
No, you gotta go on Google.
Talking about this tree of life theory. That's your main theory.
Tree of evolution, I guess.
Not tree of life. That's what you said.
It's still a tree of evolution. That doesn't really.
The tree of life Earth portrays evolution among group planet, and any of those encompasses many subgroups, and each subgroup may have an individual species. So what is the Scientology church?
I wish I could just like have a picture. No. I just realized what you just said. No. Okay, here we go. It's a nice little simple picture.
Oh yeah, that's every species ever, right? You can look at that.
Yeah, I don't. It's not letting me zoom in and click on it. Let me see if there's.
Go down the.
Let me see if there's a simple picture here for you to for simple.
This is basically religion right here. This is like your.
This is religion.
Yeah, this is basically religion. This is your.
So wait. So
like the tree of life is the same thing.
So your argument for the beginning of life is religion, but at the same time you're saying this is religion. So
no, I'm not saying it's religion. I just say it's deeper than evolution because there's some things that can't be explained through.
I mean,
just simple evolution. You just can't do it.
It just did.
I know the Big Bang isn't what we're talking about too, but that still is another thing.
That's a whole other thing. But as far as like evolution, which you know,
this is your theory, that picture right there.
I mean, I'm trying to look for something more tangential. But
you can't find it, can you?
Yeah, they're not serving me well here.
The tree of life is
well. Look at that. That's just kind of insulting there.
They didn't like Charles Darwin too much. Oh, so Charles Darwin invented the tree of life?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's what this article suggests. I don't think you can simply look up like something where like it shows like a chart of some kind where like Well, this is
Go
probably
down.
this is personally like the best thing I've seen so far right here. This where it shows like the whatchamacallit, the Plantae, Protistia, and Animalia. Which is like, I think Plantae is like Latin for plant, Prosteria is Latin for sea creature or sea animal, and Animalia is like for land animal or something like that. I think I might be wrong.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I probably am. I'm not. I'm only familiar with Latin from like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy and stuff.
Yeah, Latin's crazy. Fucking. Yeah, I think.
Let's check to make sure.
Let's just watch a YouTube video and that should clear things
YouTube?
up.
No, we're not watching. No, we're reading. Okay?
If we watch a YouTube video, we could literally figure this out. Just watch.
No, we can't. That's the point of this segment. We're using our wits and our brain.
I got a headache.
Oh, that's a good thing that you got.
No, I'm
you finally got those brain cells rubbing together.
I haven't used my brain in years. My fucking steam coming out of my ears.
Well, Animalia, I'm pretty sure that's land animal, right? All right. Animalia. Yeah, I think that's
It's a squirrel.
Oh wait. Does that also encompass?
No, that's just showing animal, I think.
Oh. Wait, about multicellular eukaryotic organisms in the biological kingdom. I feel like I'm just like taking 6th grade biology all over again. Well, I don't think I took this in 6th grade biology anyway, but I'm sure somebody did. We're just being laughing stock right now. But
yeah, that's probably a 7th grader.
at least I'll put up a freaking decent argument for evolution so far.
No, I put up multiple ones. Like this is what you showing me, dogs and cats and shit.
I'm trying to look up like what the fuck is the animal, like what's the Latin delineation exactly? Because like pretty clearly Plantae, because I'm seeing
show me how Venus
Birophia,
flytrap
Floricide. This is clearly Plantae means like plant life.
So plants are alive too. So like you're saying plants evolved.
I mean, yeah, but they're separate from us.
They're still alive. There's a tree of life.
Kieran, I'm about to freaking slap myself.
You can't say one thing and then be like, oh no, there's an asterisk.
Why? The tree of life is like
the tree is showing it right here.
I mean,
it literally says Plantae.
No, just cause the word is there, that doesn't mean like we share a genetic term with that word or something like that.
But
like we'll literally share like a genetic.
This is showing the tree of life. No,
the tree of life is just like it shows like going from one point up to another, segmented. Like
I know what you're talking about.
It's a family tree.
It's a tree with the animals, but plants are alive. So how are they not on the tree of life?
See, it's separate. It's showing from the bottom, from like more prehistoric aspects of plant life, all the ups and downs. Like there are
separate.
Yeah, there are extinct species of plant life, sea animal life. I still don't know where.
If this is the tree of life, it's not showing where animals are going to humans.
Where everything is fucking Latin, man. But
yeah, I can read Latin.
No, the fuck you can't.
I can't.
I don't even went to like freaking Catholic school for a year or two, but that doesn't mean you understand Latin.
Ex purpose plutonium or whatever.
Man, this was like this just feels so much better to have 2 mics than one. Like having this conversation with one mic will literally, I will literally like shoot my brain off.
Yeah, I would imagine it's gonna come out way clearer. Way clearer.
I know. Like I don't even think I'm picking up the AC in the background.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're kind of running the end of our whips for now as far as evolution.
We'll let whoever sees this pry in the comments who won the debate. I'm talking to you, Jeff. Reply who won. Keylander or Dancing with Incels?
Well, obviously Dancing with Incels. I'm the only one who put forth like a pretty recent
Nah.
Like talking to you, felt like I was talking to like those whatchamacallit.
Because I was cooking you.
No, like those the whatchamacallit, the people who stand on like corners and stuff like that. And they like proselytize all day and like every time you bring up like one pretty solid argument against their point, they like bring up something kind of like tangentially or like barely related. That's what it felt like.
It was related. I think your main argument was what the tree of life, right? You just showed me the tree of life, and you couldn't prove to me that proved your argument.
Well, the best picture I could only show was in Latin. I couldn't. Obviously I can't read Latin, but
yeah, if this was the presidential debate, I would be sworn in because you just lost that argument. Yep.
Well, we'll let the audience. we'll let the two people who watch this.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't even get this far.
Maybe 3. I don't know.
All right. So do you feel like your position changed on evolution a little bit? Since you understand some aspects, at least less than 1% of it.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree. Like we both. I mean, you probably know more than me, but we both need to read up on it more to get a better understanding because I had nothing going in besides baseline.
What's the fun of this segment?
Yeah.
Can you learn evolution in an hour debate or something?
Yeah, it's kind of like.
I'm not sure what I'm going to title this actually.
It's kind of like how, because I feel like every human has a baseline of intelligence. So it's like, what can a baseline of intelligence get with a complex topic? And I'm not
sure what that means, but do you think your position on evolution changed at all?
It didn't. No, it did not. But you did bring up a couple good points. What points did you find that impacted you a bit? Even though the tree of life thing you couldn't prove, I did like it as a.
What do you mean prove?
As a concept, it was kind of cute. I'll say interesting, but you couldn't prove it. So.
But I mean, what's something that you find impactful to you? Like I didn't think of that situation like that for like something enlightening.
I'm trying to think. What did you say that was enlightening to me? What did you? You said something. That was. Oh yeah, I guess just.
Was it my initial conception about evolution?
Yeah, probably just you saying like how, or probably the part that animals can feel love. I think. I didn't know that, so that was pretty cool.
Wait, you really didn't know that?
Yeah, no, I didn't know they could feel like love in that way.
How can you say that? Like, Bubby trying to make love to your arm a few times.
Yeah, that's not love. He's just trying to hump my arm. So, but yeah, that's good. We'll end it here.
We'll end it here. Well, yeah. Wait. Any final thoughts?
With the headphones.
You're rage quitting already? Oh wow, come on.
It's getting hot.
It's getting hot. The AC's on. All right. Well, I guess we'll end it here. Yeah. I guess my position didn't change at all. Keylander's pretty much done talking. He's rage quitting because he's a little pansy. He's a little Andy McFandy quitter. Andy McFandy quitter. Yeah. Little rage quitter over here. I'm just joshing. I don't know how to. I think pause is still the same. Space, right? Yeah, space. As we know. I hope so. Yeah, I guess that's it. This has been some sort of debate about evolution, I guess. Press the button. That's not the button. That's not the button.